Welcome to the Undoubted Training Podcast, Episode 1. Here with the Undoubted Training Team. We're going to start with some intros. This is
Ryan, Coach Ryan Rivera, whichever one.
Say your role. A lot of Ryans.
Is it my role?
Yeah, say your role.
I guess you'd call me the general manager and head coach.
Okay.
Lamar Greer, weightlifter, coach.
Joey Salazar, coach, athlete.
Ruben Rodriguez, owner, head coach. Ray Criado, media director for now. So we're going to talk about the mission statement of Undoubted Training, which is, Ruben?
Our mission is pretty simple. We want to train anybody and everybody. Don't say it again.
Yeah.
No, we want to train everybody. Doesn't matter what kind of fitness you do. You can do Zumba, you can do Richard Simmons step-ups, with your headband. You can do, any sport of fitness, weightlifting. We have a pretty diverse team. We want to tackle everybody. And then pretty much we want to make you feel empowered. We want to inspire you, motivate you while you inspire and motivate others to accomplish your goals.
Sounds good. We're going to go over some backgrounds. Ryan, where did you start off with fitness?
Fitness for me kind of started in high school. Some of you guys know me. Growing up through high school, I was always the smaller kid. I was always shorter. I was always lighter, but I always played sports. I played sports since I was a little kid, so I was always active. Once high school ended, I kind of decided I wanted to change. I wanted to join a gym and just get fit and stuff. And I applied to the gym just to get a maintenance job, thinking if I got a job at a gym that I could work out all the time.
Right.
And then what ended up happening was I got a job being a personal trainer, and that was 5.5 years ago. I rolled with it, kept getting personal training gigs and new jobs. Eventually led me to meeting Lamar in 2013. He was doing some CrossFit at a local gym, helped me get certified and stuff like that, and then kept going from there, and here I am today still, preaching sport of fitness and health and fitness in general.
Looking smexy while you're doing it.
That's right.
That's right, dude. What about you, Lamar?
Well, fitness for me started pretty young. I was always intrigued by football, but they didn't have football for how young I was at that time. So I actually got into organized basketball first. Don't laugh, no, I'm not very tall.
It's okay.
I'll be crossed up. But from there, just continued to play sports. Ended up getting into football a little later in life. Then high school, of course, played football, ran track, did a lot of weightlifting. Actually fell in love with weightlifting at that time. Just loved lifting heavy weights, and then got to the military. Went pretty much a little bit after high school. Tried my hand in college, just didn't have the money to stay in and play sports and pay for college. So took military as another route. Used weightlifting as a stress reliever. Had a guy that mentored me while I was in. Went in a little guy, about 152, 153. Ended up growing to about 186, 187, and from that point on, I knew fitness was something that I just wanted to get into for good. So got out, got a personal training job at a gym. From there, got an opportunity to partner up with a guy to open up a CrossFit gym and open it and manage it and all those things. That's when I met these two guys. They actually came on and really helped me to build that dream up, and it was an amazing experience. And now I'm just trying to move forward, do a little more.
Awesome. Joey, how about you?
Same thing as these guys. I started athletics very young. Did any sport I could do, like football, track, swimming, baseball. So anything I could play, I was there. And as I grew older, I found out with football, and that's something I really enjoyed. And so I did that all throughout high school. Did some collegiate football, but then couldn't play football anymore. So then I found CrossFit, and then I just fell in love with it. And then from there, I kind of just ran with it, and I'm sticking with it. And that's about it.
Good. How about you, Ruben?
I started playing sports when I was very young. I started playing soccer, actually, when I was younger. Then I decided to play a real sport. And,
Wait a minute here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I wanted to.
Already.
Right? No. I love. My dad always wanted me to play soccer, but my passion was in football. All my buddies played football, so that's why I switched over. Switched over to play football. Played Pop Warner. Since I was like, I don't know, like 5th grade or something like that. I can't remember. Played all through high school, and then while I was in high school, I wrestled. And then I would do this flip flop. I'll wrestle 1 year, the next year I'll play basketball. And finally, I finished off wrestling. Then I regretted, not wrestling all my time that I was in high school. And then after high school, I decided to kind of go into the military and joined the military. Went to 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines, infantry, became a machine gunner, and then deployed overseas twice. I was always into fitness then. I used to kind of haze my guys with the death run and kind of use, physical fitness as a tool. If you wanted to be one of the best, you got to be physically the best. That's how I felt. And then came back to my last deployment, got stationed at Quantico, Virginia. I kind of let myself go there, and that's where my whole journey actually started. I gained a lot of weight, got close to 20% body fat, 230 pounds. I was a little tons of love guy. He's a little chubby mouth breather.
Ben & Jerry's, huh?
Ben & Jerry's. No, true story. I used to actually sit on my couch. I had a new, my baby girl was just born. And I'll have her in one hand, and then I'll have a big bag of dinner rolls on the other hand.
Dude.
Yeah, Costco, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And what I used to do is I used to go in and smash them into little balls and eat the whole bag, like potato chips. And then I wonder why I got big, And then, but then like, I couldn't keep that going. I was just unhappy with myself. I wanted to kind of, you see all these, these guys on TV, like, shredding, and I was like, I could get like that if I want, So I then decided to, like, go through the personal training certification. I was blessed that the Marine Corps was able to pay for that for me, so they paid for all my ISSA certification. I went through the lead trainer certification process, which included nutrition, exercise therapy, and then certified personal trainer. So I did that, got hired on over in Virginia to a sports club over there, became a personal trainer for 6 months, fell in love with it. I love, the impact that you have on people. And then I came back to Fresno, started doing CrossFit out here, did the opens there, and kind of fell in love with that part of it. So then I started competing in the sport of fitness and competing in that, and then kind of wanted to take that more serious. So then later on, I got a level 1 certification, and then I became more serious, and then I decided, I need to take my training and my knowledge to the next level. So I went into I enrolled to the OPEX Total Coach Package certification program, and that's when I really expanded my knowledge. That's when I really learned how to, really assess somebody and really take them to the next level.
Right.
So that's where my story went.
Yeah, I think it happens when you join the military too. Just doing physical fitness, you got to be physically fit to do what you got to do. I was in the Army too. I joined at 18 after high school. And like, I also played sports when I was a young kid, wrestling and football, all the way up to my senior year. Then I got into CrossFit because I got a little fat, and then I started just doing Olympic lifting, and I still got fat. So started doing CrossFit. I'm actually training with Ryan right now. He's my coach right now, and just trained for like the last 2 weeks. My body feels so much better. I feel rested. I feel skinny. I got no more love handles. That was the goal. So what are the goals for Undoubted Training for this company? What are the goals?
Well, before we go on that, you brought up a good point about, you have a coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Ryan has a coach,
You have a coach.
and I have a coach, like Lamar has a coach, Joey has a coach. You know what I mean? So we all have coaches,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think that kind of shows you, if you take things serious, you sometimes, even though I know how to program for myself and I know how to, how the process works, sometimes it's hard to do it for yourself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? For example, a good example for me, I absolutely hate doing GHD sit-ups. I don't like doing GHD sit-ups. I hate doing deadlifts. I hate doing all this stuff. So if I was programming for myself, I would never put that in my program.
Yeah, right.
Never. So now there's a big hole in my training. So for example, for other people, say you never like training legs. You know what I mean?
That's
If you're
what I
doing
was
regular,
saying.
a regular, workout session, all you're thinking about is big chest.
Yeah.
Chest and triceps. That's all I do every day, all day.
I love legs.
See, for you,
Yeah.
if you love legs, then you probably wouldn't do bicep curls or something like that.
I don't. No, there's no way, dude.
Yeah, see, but if your vision was, I want to get a balanced body and I want to have a good proportion in the body type, right? If you told me something like that, then you have to address your upper body too.
Of course.
You can't just have some big tree trunks and not
no,
you got to get those those guns up to what they need to be.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
To feel that, look good in the tank top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish I did, but it's regardless.
Like you said too, like, it goes back to it doesn't have to be like the deadlifts and the GHD sit-ups, I mean, we work with everyone, so, someone likes to skip leg day, that's, why you come to a coach, you have someone telling you what to do. It doesn't have to just be functional fitness, it could be any type of fitness, there's still an assessment that has to go through, there's still things that you're missing that you're not doing, I mean, Lamar could probably speak on that more than I can because he went down, the bodybuilding road, but how many missing, 45 minutes of cardio, are you really going to want to go in the morning and do that? But,
Yeah,
if you have
cardio.
yeah, if you have a coach and you have someone behind you all the way guiding you through that, you're going to do it.
So talking about that, it's like, what are the majority of your guys' clients?
Majority of my clients are just people who are trying to get fit.
Right.
People just trying to get back to a healthy lifestyle. People are just trying to either maintain, get fit. I have some competitors, that want to get to that next level. So it's like and the awesome thing about, now making it so dimensional, like we're just looking at, I just want to train people that are trying to compete in the CrossFit Games. You know what I mean? Like if I just targeted that market, then it'd get very monotonous after a while. You know what I mean? I like tackling people that don't know how to squat or they have limitations in squatting, because then you have to, be creative and find out, hey, how do we get this person back to squatting properly? Or somebody that wants to just lose weight, But and if you're so closed-minded and all you think is this is the way we got to train, you know what I mean? Then you're imposing your beliefs on that person, and you're not really, hearing what they need.
So this company is not just for CrossFit though. Let's make that clear too.
Yeah.
You do. Everyone does CrossFit. This company, the stigma shouldn't be one thing for this company, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all compete in the sport. We all compete in the sport of fitness here. But weightlifting. Weightlifting for you too. You guys both do some sort of functional fitness as well. But just because our background and the way I train and the way you guys train doesn't mean that that's the way we're going to train people all the time. For example, for me, 90% of my clients don't train the way I train. 90% of my clients, I got them on a leg extension machine. Even though we make fun of it, or people make fun of it, we don't. Or I have them do bicep curls, or we do stuff like that because sometimes it's not practical to have them do a clean and jerk. Because not everybody needs to be doing clean and jerks, or it needs to be snatching, and it depends on what their goal is and what level of fitness they're in, before you start fast tracking people.
Right. So this is kind of what an everyday person doesn't need to be doing double unders or kipping pull-ups or something like that.
No.
Depending on what kind of person that is.
Yeah, depending on what their goals are.
Yeah. So let's talk about. So you say goals. What's the goal for this company? Where do you see this company in? Let's say
The
5 years.
Yeah, the goal for this company is I want us to be not just Central Valley. I want us to be, I want Ryan to have clients that are in New York or somewhere on the East Coast, or I want Lamar to be having athletes getting ready for the American Opens, coming up, from all over the country.
So now, when you say you want us to have clients all over the place, how do we do that? How is our avenue to reach someone out of the area? What do we do to
the way
reach
this
those
is
people?
the way this is shaped out is you can address anybody. If you need people hands-on, if you're the type of person, you live locally, and you want somebody there guiding you through workouts, we have those services. That's called our on-site coaching and personal training. If you have a computer, you have motivation, and you have a phone, pretty much you could benefit from our service.
Right.
And how do we do that? Is that remote coaching?
That's called online coaching or remote coaching. You can call it both ways. But the way you do that is you communicate with your coach. Eventually, hopefully, we'll all be on Fitbot. So Fitbot is going to be a good source of stream. And then I just found another app to monitor people's nutrition. And I also heard Fitbot's going to be doing that as well. But we send you your workouts. We put you through the same process we would do with somebody that's an on-site program. We do the assessment, and then We find out what you need to do to have a balanced fitness, or depending on what your goals are, and then we send you workouts. You have constant communication with your coach. You have 30-minute, Skype, FaceTime meeting with your coach once a week or once a month. You have one actual phone call or FaceTime, conversation with your coach once a week if you don't live locally, because you want to be as hands-on as possible with people.
Right.
Because you want to have that connection. You want to have that professional presence without him physically being there.
Right.
Or, she, you have a female trainer as well.
So you guys, let's start with Joey. Being a part of this team, you have good. You feel like this is going towards something big. How you feel comfortable with this company?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think it's going to be a really big company. Like I said, I think we're the only ones in Central Valley doing something like this, which is really exciting. And even more exciting is that is just the knowledge base that we have. We have football athletes, bodybuilders, weightlifters, soccer players. We have people from different sports. Although we do all compete CrossFit, but it's not our only source of training, So that's pretty awesome. And like I said, we just have a great base, and I can see this thing just blowing up because we're all great people and we love to help, and that's our mission.
All right. How about you, Lamar?
I actually want to kind of touch on what Ruben was just talking about a minute ago. Just how you were asking about getting those questions out there about how the process works and everything for remote programming. An example would be with me and my coach Nate. So Nate Schrader, he's a pretty dang good athlete. Been to the CrossFit Games quite a few times. Competed in some big weightlifting competitions. Great athlete, done a little bit of everything. But me, I have a Google Sheet. So what he'll do is for me, he updates my workouts, once a week, and I go in and I see them, and I leave my comments about everything, how I felt on these workouts, my weights, everything you could think of. We usually, touch base at least once a month through, Skype, phone call, but it's really the most important thing about it is the communication aspect back and forth, not just your coach writing up workouts, but the accountability of you as an athlete as well, communicating with your coach, not just, hey, these are my results, how did you feel? Because, especially if you have a goal that's performance based, say we're not going aesthetics, you don't want to look a certain way. If your coach doesn't know how you feel, then they don't know when to change anything, because then they think it's working for you, especially if your results look good. But, you can put up a good number in something, but your body, something still feels off in your body. So I just want to touch on that a little bit, just so
It makes sense too, because I see that's a big problem too on online training. Because I've done like 2 or 3 different online trainings, and I mostly left them because there's no communication with me and that head coach or any kind of the coaches. It's like, this is the workout for the day. All of you are gonna do it, and just post your results.
Yeah.
And you can always message them, but you're not always gonna get a response. And if you do get a response, it's way too late. You've hurt your back, or you've hurt something, or your results are just terrible.
Yeah.
And I think that's to be the difference from this, because we are going to take our time with each and every person and make it work for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the whole point of building a team, because there's a huge open line of communication, because even if it's something, say it's not your individual personal client, but it's something a little more group based, or on a wider scale, where it's like any of us could get the message. We're all monitoring the needs of our clients and the people that are part of the Undoubted team. That's just what we do.
It's still community.
Yeah, it's a community. It's that's just what we do. Is we all look out for each other. So it's not like it just has to be one individual always getting back to somebody. It's different if that's your individual client, because they're most likely going to contact you personally. But yeah, that's the whole point of what we do. That's why we have this team.
Right. How about you, Ryan? How do you feel about being a part of this team?
I'm excited. Ruben and I, we've been in the works for a little bit now, and I think we finally made the decision to just run with it. We believe in individualized programming. We've been doing it, actually all of us have been doing it ourselves for almost 2 years now, and we want to give back to people. We believe in helping people, and we felt this was the best way to do it, and it was something that we ran with, and here we are. We're trying to grow. We're trying to reach out to people and still change lives. The vision from when we first started, 5-6 years ago, is still there.
And it's been taking off. People have been viewing the website and our Instagram and our Facebook.
Yeah. taking off.
It's not too late to get your launch shirts still. They're still on the website right there. All right. Actually, Joe, you want to model for us a little bit?
I mean, you got perfect.
You got the blue shorts.
like
You
the
get
t-shirt.
flagged out. Come on,
There you
Joey.
go, dude. Turn that around. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You look like the mannequin. You see the mannequin? Little mannequin right there.
Got a little bit, you know.
Got those major traps.
Okay, so if they, any type of person trying to get, even if it's trying barely get into fitness, you know, if it's a regional athlete, what's the first thing you do for that person?
Very first thing we're all gonna do, because the biggest thing of us being a team is whether you work with me, you work with Joey, you work with Lamar, or you work with Ryan, you're gonna get the same exact product. You know, because we do team building together. We're gonna be working on, like, you know, if we have certain people have certain weaknesses in how to coach certain things, you know, the other person can lift them up and help them out, right? So that's why it's a team. That's why it's not Ruben's personal training or Bodies by Lamar or Joey's Get Fit Camp. You know what I mean? Or Ryan.
You like craft like Raymond?
Yeah, like, you know,
But still lift.
but still lift heavy.
Yeah,
You know,
you don't get that 550 scar from eating salad, dude. Or all from broccoli. Is that what it is?
Broccoli's good.
Can't get your
Calories
calories
from
from broccoli.
Great man said that one.
What's the first process into joining our?
So joining our process is the very first thing is you sit down and you have a consultation. You have that face-to-face or, you know, FaceTime, some sort of communication, but you have physical interaction with your coach. You know, you're gonna sit down and your coach is gonna sit there and he's gonna listen to you. He's gonna listen to what, you know, what your needs are. He's gonna listen to what you are mentally, you know, where, you know, physically where you're at, you know, and then we take it to the next level and we do an assessment. You know, through the assessment, we check your mobility, we check your strengths, and then depending on different, you know, what level you're at, you know, and then we'll do that strength assessment, the, you know, physical assessment, and then from there we'll go into your conditioning. You know, we'll do an assessment about conditioning and see where your work capacity is at. You know, and once all that's done, we get all that data from that, then we go on to prescribing the workout, prescribing the program. You know, and before you get it prescribed, we all check it with each other.
Yeah.
To make sure that's the best possible product. Because what if I miss something? For example, the website a little long ago. You know,
That was awesome.
Yeah. So what if I miss something? You know, Joey could point it out. It's like, hey, don't you think this is a little too much, or maybe you need to add a little bit more here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the awesome thing about it is, you know, you're gonna get the best possible product you can.
Yes.
So, like, to touch up on that a little bit, like, you know, we're talking about, like, assessment and stuff like that. The best way I can advise someone is who individualized training is for is, if you've ever had any doubt in your training whatsoever, whether it be like bodybuilding or your spin classes or anything like that, if you've gotten to the point where you're just like, man, I don't know if this is working, I highly recommend getting in contact with the coach. I mean, the work, like you said, the first step is just an initial consultation, right? So talk to us, see what we can do for you, and go from there. That's, I mean, whether you're doing group classes, blog trainings, you know, the online programs you've done, if you've had like the slightest doubt, just like I did, just like all of us did actually, which made us get in contact with our coaches, I think that's the first step before anything.
Talk about that. What made you want to see a coach? What made you contact Marcus?
The doubt I was having, you know, I mean, for the longest time, Lamar and I, we would just kind of do our own thing, and it was cool, and you know, we did some competitions because we do compete in the sport of fitness. And we just weren't doing very well. We were just, man, we gotta do something different, you know. So then we decided to, you know, follow like online blogs, whatever you want to call them. Same thing, you know. We still progressed and did a little bit more competing, and realized like, man, we're still not doing, you know, very well or to what we wanted to do. And that's when I made the decision. Like, I started just looking online, and I started reading people saying like, you know, individualized programming is the way to go. You know, you have a coach that, you know, fixes your weaknesses, builds on your strengths. And I sat down and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, I got to do this. Like, if I want to keep doing this, if I want to get my end results, this is the way to go. And I contacted my coach, and dude, it was life changing as far as my fitness. You know, I still wouldn't say I'm where I want to be, but you know, to where I was 2 years ago to where I'm now, I mean, it's night and day, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what did it for me. I mean, does anyone else have a different story?
Like for me, it's pretty much came down to like, I went to the Granite Games 2013, 2014, got my butt handed to me. You know, just so many holes in my training. You know, it's not. It was my first time competing at a bigger scale than a local comp, and it was just overwhelming. You know, and I realized I'm not where I'm at, and what I'm doing is not working. You know, and I was following block training as well. You know, and I wasn't addressing what I needed to address. You know, and then I saw that Ryan was already working with this coach for a while, and I saw the biggest changes with him, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to approach that. If I want to be a professional in the sport, or if I want to really advance my training, then I gotta, take it to the next level and treat it like a professional, And that's why I decided to contact my coach, and I think the least that I've learned is how to move. So, and that's even though I have learned a whole bunch about that, and that's really gotten a lot better. But the most important thing is mentorship. That's how to grow as an individual, and having that person that's been there and done that, walking you through steps of you and your journey, and that's really what this company started. It's like I got that awesome experience. So many people in the Central Valley, aren't seeing that. So how do we reach out to them? That's where we started.
This is some serious stuff too, because I was in the plateau, my lifting kind of, and my CrossFit was suffering because I don't know how to train CrossFit. And I got tired of doing the block lifting, from other websites. As soon as I hit up Ryan, do you got time for FaceTime? Like 15 seconds later, as soon as I messaged him, I want to get involved. That's how serious this is. Like you guys are there to help people right away. And I think that was awesome. And having someone so interested in how to help you is awesome. And it keeps you wanting to keep doing it. And I think that's why you have so many clients. You have a client that's been with you for a couple of years now, right?
I have two that are almost at 2 years.
Because I expect you probably just gave me the same thing you gave me in that one day.
Yeah,
2 years.
I mean, when they started, we kind of went through the trenches together, but
Yeah.
it's definitely, it's definitely been a journey. Their progress is amazing. You can see it in their open scores this year. For them, we just use it as a test of fitness. Their goal isn't regionals or the CrossFit games. We just use it to test yearly how we're doing. And it's only been one workout, but both of them have improved tremendously.
And
So
obviously the quality is great because they're stuck around for so long. Like what you've done for them. So that's great. Start talking about the Open. Who's competing in the Open this year? Are you in the Open? You're in the Open? Are you in the Open?
I actually didn't do it.
You didn't register?
No, I didn't register this year, man.
Dude, you just weak in the country, bro.
No, man, it's just school and work. Like, I think my schedule's a lot different than these guys. But
Yeah, I'm in the Open this year. Lamar, you not in this year?
I haven't opened this year.
Are you doing any workout? Oh, you're doing good.
This year for me is a grid and weightlifting focus this year. So
And you know what the workout was though this last week?
yes.
Okay, so what were your guys' thoughts on that 1600 one?
Man, when I first saw it, I was upset. No, I'll be honest. I was upset, not because I thought it was going to be hard. I was like, this is going to be a weak workout. I'm like, and you could ask anybody here, I was just like, what is this? Why isn't the weight heavier? Like, like, and I even texted to you guys, I was like, this is going to be a weak workout until I did it.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and then I game planned wrong. I thought, we were all just going to pace it, and because it's 20 minutes, and that's what we normally do for a 20-minute workout. I didn't realize people were going to sprint for 20 minutes, and that's what made it hurt, because that workout and no one day of training would have been bad. Put it in a competitive setting, and people, every rep counts, and now it turns in from, pretty much sprinting the marathon. That's what we did.
It was a dogfight, like, for sure. I know I blacked out, like, almost a little bit.
Yeah, I got to round 6 and 7. I finished my first round in 108, something like that. Crazy
You were
like
going,
that.
dude.
Yeah. Came out like a bat out of hell, and then that lasted for about 12 minutes, and then and then the wall started closing in on me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and then I got so bad to the point where once I got done, I had Ryan take my knee sleeves off. As I was crawling around on the ground.
Oh, yeah. I had to go outside the building, man, because I didn't want to see me look like that, dude. That was horrible. How did it feel for you?
I took a little different approach.
Mhm.
Friday, I do the workouts Fridays and Mondays, or with an option on Monday. And Friday I got same thing. Like I started seeing the leaderboard, and I was like, these guys are like they're not cruising for 20 minutes. They're sprinting for 20
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, dude.
So I got like 10 minutes in and realized I wasn't as far as I'd like to be. I was like, I'm done with this workout. So I still finished the last half, but I don't know. I probably I didn't go hard at all. I
Kind of
quit.
sandbagged the first one.
That's an understatement. But
Hell, man.
no, Monday was different though. Monday, I put out. I did everything I could, but it was the same thing. You know, you in training, you know, you guys see 20 minutes, and you know, it's different in training, and then you know, you get in a competitive atmosphere, and man, it was brutal. That was 20 minutes of just head down and go as hard and fast as you can. It felt like.
It was hard to pace it because for me it was like, okay, just don't die on the burpees and actually go on those fucking freaking lunges. Yeah, well, athletes. But yeah, it was rough. I was not gonna do it again. My butt cheeks were hurting the next day for sure. Yeah, I didn't know how to ice those things. My butt cheeks were hurting. Did you guys do the workout?
I didn't do the workout.
I actually did in my garage.
In your garage?
It sucked even more
You have
because
room
I have metal plates.
Oh
So
man.
it sucks even more.
Not allowed.
And I'm just like, so I dropped the plates and felt like 10 times heavier.
No, right.
But like, it was rough, man. It was rough.
It was rough. Chest and bars weren't that bad. I split them up in fast singles. I was surprised I didn't get no reps on any of them. And I pretty much shook the whole rig though when I was hitting the chest on there. You know?
That's the way you want to do it.
Yeah. So what are you guys' predictions? Because it's going to be out tonight on 16.2.
I'll let you guys tackle that. I don't like this picture.
I'll blow you right. You found a good one yesterday.
I didn't find it good. I was reading the
Oh, you
comments,
read
and
one, but
I read a comment.
You read a comment that was really good.
So the first, what's his name?
Dave Castro put Grapes of Wrath and a fire hydrant.
Someone was saying, or I thought the same thing too. Like you look at Grapes of Wrath and you think it's a classic. I mean, that was my first thought. Like,
Right.
so I'm thinking it was a classic workout. So I'm thinking a repeat. And then someone said about the fire hydrant. You know, firemen use ladders. So ladder, like you know, ascending reps, 3, 6, 9, whatever.
Or a burner.
Or a burner. I mean,
So 7-minute AMRAP.
like, 20 minutes was a burner. I mean. I don't know. I said I think it's gonna be like 7-8 minutes of a ladder with. I think the 13.4 whatever is repeat.
Toes to bar.
Toe to bar, clean and jerk.
I'm thinking, I think it's 12.1. 30 snatches at 75, 135, 165, 210.
Oh no, that's what the 30s.
Yeah, that's the
I think we'll see.
I don't think perfect back to back.
I am not doing, even if there is burpees, I'm not doing them. No way, dude. I'll stop at the first one. But
You guys.
you guys,
Honestly, man, it can go so many different ways. There's some movements that aren't having like that are still out there, you know, like a wall ball, and also like, you know, handstand pushes, like all these movements, and like even then, like it's getting more complex. More movements are being added in, just like last year, more movements were added, you know. And it's like I don't know, it's too
last
soon
year
to
was
know
the
what
handstand
moves.
push-ups, by the leg measurements.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know about that standard, but
yeah, that standard was crappy, dude.
don't say that. Say Dave Castro.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave.
You know, I enjoy Dave Castro. Dave Castro's a cool guy, man. I don't know why people hate him. Maybe it's because the workouts he puts on kill people, but oh well.
I seen the 6.2 missions where they do
I'm a favorite color.
what was it? It was Blue Mountain State. Where they have the cookie. They're on the field running. They said 16.2 is, and it shows them running with the cookie in their butt. The whole football field. And he's like, don't drop the cookie. I was like, oh man, that's hilarious.
Alright, I want to do one thing before we end this podcast. Thoughts on Batman vs. Superman? Comes out in what, 21, 22 days?
Well, let's talk about it's not the real Batman because the real Batman is Christian Bale.
Well,
That-
real
that's-
Batman is Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, if you want to go that far.
I'm
no.
Batman. No, I'm Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
I prefer Christian. I mean, we can't say.
I mean, it would have been a total different
But it's
movie. if
Ben
Christian
Affleck,
Bale.
dude. Really, Ben Affleck?
I think he looks good, man.
Ben Affleck?
Yeah. It could be worse, dude. It could be Matt Damon.
No, Matt Damon.
Hey, Matt Damon is a good Jason Bourne though.
Yeah,
yeah.
I give him that.
He's pretty legit.
They're making another one.
It should
Yeah.
be Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, that's a short
Yeah,
Batman.
it's a short Batman.
He might be able to play Lego Batman, but not regular Batman. I think it's gonna be good, dude. I think it's gonna be really badass. The fact that they're gonna have Aquaman in it too.
Aquaman?
Aquaman.
Kanye's playing Aquaman?
Who?
Kanye?
Kanye? Oh, if he is, dude, I'm just boycotting it. Man.
You haven't seen that South Park episode?
No.
He's like hugging a fish. I don't know, man. Kanye's
It's
looking
definitely
weird
not
right now.
Kanye. He's played by that Jason Momoa. He's from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
He plays Drago, whatever frick that guy's
Not the
name is.
midget guy, isn't it?
No, definitely
That'd be
not
a
the
bad-
bad guy.
That'd be bad.
Aquaman too.
Like I said, Lego Batman, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
What was I gonna say?
Forgot. It's okay.
We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to you. But
Maybe
it's gonna
like,
be, it's gonna be badass movie. Wait.
No, I'm not gonna do things.
All right, well, I think that's good. That was a good session, guys. So we're gonna close it right here. Go to our website at www.undoubtedtraining.com. Check us out at Undoubted Training on Instagram and Undoubted Training on Facebook. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all next week.